Here, the Granite Gear Patrol Pack, in my opinion, I'll tell you up front, this has been the most comfortable rucksack that I personally have ever used. Back in 2004, 2005, SOCOM put out a request for new rucksack designs. They wanted specifically an assault pack size and a patrol pack size ruck. So a patrol for special operations typically is they're carrying what they have on their back, they're inserting via foot or small vehicles, and they're not going to have a chance at a resupply, because a resupply, something like a helo coming in to drop stuff to them, is going to absolutely compromise their position and totally kill the point of them walking in the first place. A patrol pack needs to be a larger pack for this purpose, so they can carry what they need to sustain themselves for a week or thereabouts in the field. So these packs have a lot of specific requirements that SOCOM laid out there, and they went to 6 different companies that produce backpacks and had them design backpacks for submission in this trial. Granite Gear won the patrol pack category. I believe Mystery Ranch won the assault pack category with the Mystery Ranch saddle pack, which we have done a video on in the past. This right here, the Granite Gear Patrol Pack, in my opinion, because I have a long torso, I'll tell you up front, this has been the most comfortable rucksack that I personally have ever used. I'm 6 foot, 210 pounds, but my inseam's like 32 inches, so I have a long back basically, and this pack fits me so well compared to all of the other ones I've tried. Now, size-wise, this ruck is very comparable in size to something like the USMC Philby or the Mali 2. It's a larger pack. This is, I believe, like 5,000 cubic inches before you add anything on the sides. And it's got a couple neat features that we're going to cover in this video. So first and foremost, this pack was designed to comfortably carry 100 pounds of gear with or without body armor, be highly durable, and it needed to weigh less than 7 pounds. Those are actually, it sounds pretty simple, but those are extremely difficult requirements to meet across the board. Typically a rucksack will either do well with body armor or without body armor. And you got to think of the evolution of body armor from 2005, 2006 until now, 2024. The evolutions of the body armor, and I only covered that to show the flexibility that this ruck has innately built into it, because it's survived as the issued ruck for, I don't know, 10 plus years now. It's comfortable with body armor or without body armor. It's got some pretty neat features. The frame here is like a carbon fiber, and it has these steel grommets where this is where your hip belt would fit, and then you have these right here where your shoulder harnesses would fit, and they're attached with stainless steel screws. And they're capable of swiveling on their mounting surface. And this allows a lot of flexibility that most packs that have the shoulder harnesses stitched, or a big block like the Mali 2 or the Philby where it's like woven through the frame, it doesn't have that flexibility that this offers here. And that creates a much better personal fitment in between, you know, from person to person. Even the hip belts here have movement. These Chief frames are super light and they're super flexible, and they always return back to their shape. Unlike aluminum stays, for like those of you that are familiar with the Ilby pack, the Ilby was an internal frame, had aluminum stays, and those could bend, and then before you know it, you're like, man, what is wrong with my ruck? And you got to take the whole thing apart and check the stays and straighten them out, do what you got to do to make it fit. You don't have to worry about that with this. So it's always going to return to shape. They said it's like nearly unbreakable. I've never seen a broken frame sheet for a Chief. And the ruck here was designed originally around the Alice frame footprint. So theoretically, I don't necessarily know why you would want to do it, but you could, and I've done it to demonstrate it. You can fit an Alice frame in here, and you could retrofit this back to essentially Vietnam era technology, but I don't know why you would. This right here is the closest thing to perfection that I've run across in a ruck. And, you know, full disclosure up front, yes, I do sell them. I happen to buy a large lot of them. So take what I say with a grain of salt. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is the best ruck ever designed. However, for me personally, I'm keeping one of these. In fact, this one right here is my personal one, and it's not for sale because of how comfortable this ruck is for me. And it's a very good size. So Now, going a little bit further into the ruck, we have the hip belt here. You have the pull forward adjustment design, or you can adjust it at the buckle here, which is different than most rucks. Either you pull to the rear or you pull forward. This is pretty cool in the fact it's got adjustment both directions. They come with these nifty little ties here. They have like a wishbone style cross piece, and it's sewn through the fabric here, and you can roll it up basically and secure your straps silently with this stuff here. No need for tape. This is awesome because it allows you to rapidly adjust your gear for if you're wearing body armor or if you're not wearing body armor, or if you hung it on the outside of your gaiter or whatever and the adjustment got off, you threw it on, you're like, oh, this ain't quite right. You can make your adjustments and tie back up. Super quiet, no tape, no residue, nothing like that. Awesome feature. It has a really nice chest buckle here. You can slide it through, clip it, and then this big pull tab here allows you to just pop it right out. Now, this does have some features here. These pieces here are to hold hydration hose, as you can see here. These are the same type of shock cord and wishbone thing that I mentioned earlier, but you can route your hydration hoses through here and clip them. Personally, mine is set up for our 2-quart canteen system on the outside of the ruck, and that's for several reasons. One, I prefer the 2-quart canteen system over bladders. I've had a lot of bladders fail in my time. I find that more bladders tend to leak more than they don't leak, and when they do leak, you're completely out of that water source. This right here gives you a redundant water source, even if it is only 2 quarts on either side. If something happens to one of them, you have the redundancy over here. Plus, these are much easier to fill than a bladder from a stream. You can work in an inline filter system. It's a really good setup. But this ruck has hydration pockets on the outside here, and the cool thing is the hoses route from the bottom up your shoulder strap here and clip in here, so you have all of that weight of the water pushing down on your hose, and it allows you to have like a much higher volume of water. You don't have to like try as hard to get the water out of the bladder because gravity's doing all the work for you. It's just coming down and you're just like pulling it up the last few inches of the hose. And it has that on both sides, which is a really nice feature. If you prefer bladders, it's a great feature. Again, like I said, for me, I choose the 2-quart canteen system. Now, coming over here, we have this really soft and comfortable back pad, and this piece right here as well. All of it's this really slick, really durable material. Like I said, I've looked at a couple hundred of these at this point, and I haven't seen any damage to this, which is surprising because this is like really soft and really comfortable material, and it looks like it would snag or tear easy. But again, in a couple hundred rucks that I've looked at, we haven't had a single one that has any damage to this portion of the ruck, which is amazing in my opinion. Now, over here you have zippers for antennas and the like to come up out of the top of the lid, and then you have back access to an actual lid pocket here, and inside that you have access, another zipper to access, where's the zipper at? There we go. I'll have to open it up here. You have access to this zipper here, and you can go all the way through the lid and into your ruck if you choose, which is a pretty neat feature. Also, that allows you to, if you're inside your lid or your, whatever, you can open it up here and go into the pocket without, having to close your ruck back up. So it's just redundant access, which is really nice. At the top here, we have a couple really nice features. One, we have this, almost feels like an oilcloth. It's just a water resistant fabric, really lightweight fabric for your snow collar. And you have 2 compression straps, one that crosses this way and one that comes across from this way and connects here and allows you to cinch your ruck down across the top. You got these 2 grab handles, which is really nice for shaking your gear down into your ruck, settling everything really tight, doing your noise checks before you start. And then from here, we're going to hit things that I like most about this ruck. And that is going to be, it's got a portage style. For those of you that don't canoe or anything like that, a portage style opening is where the pack opens all the way so you can access the contents without having to unpack it from the top. Now, I personally find that really useful. You have these external load straps. You can use them as compression straps, or you can use them to attach an external load on your pack. And then what you have here is you have these zippers. And these zippers are perfect for allowing access to all of the contents of your pack. So this will open just like so. Now inside here, as you can see, are 3 more compression straps. These compression straps are designed to take the load off the zippers to reduce failure on the zippers, and it really allows you to just cinch down the inside of your pack here. And what I have in this ruck, there's actually a lot of gear in here. There's a complete USMC extreme cold weather sleep system here. So you got the tan bivy, you got the 3-season bag, and you got the black extreme cold weather bag inside of this seal line compression sack. This is a waterproof compression sack, and it will take that sleep system and squeeze it down nice and tight and keep it completely waterproof. Now over here we have 2 9-liter max sacks, and we have our cookware set. And this all fits very easily in this ruck. There's plenty of room to spare. This could have expanded out much more than what I had, but I had it cinched down because I actually take this out and use it because I like to be knowledgeable what I'm talking about with personal experience. So I take these out and use them. So this was set up from the last ruck that I did, and it's like, 45 pounds. So we're not really testing the limits of the comfortability of this pack, to be perfectly honest. At 45 pounds, I personally don't want to carry much more than that, but it's not testing the limits of this ruck. This ruck is designed to comfortably carry 100 pounds. I personally have never found a comfortable way to carry 100 pounds. There's just 100 pounds is 100 pounds. It sucks. But there, you can at least, I guess, increase the comfort a little bit, because I can tell you what, I would not want to carry 100 pounds in an Alice pack again. That sucked. And carrying 100 pounds in the Ilby sucked, especially because that ruck was really only designed for about 85 pounds. So you throw 100 pounds of gear in there, some crew serve weapons, and all of a sudden it became extremely uncomfortable to carry. So that covers the internal sleeve and the compression system of this ruck. Okay, inside this rucksack we have some really interesting features. So you have your standard radio pocket. Radios are typically one of the heaviest things that an operator or an infantry person, infantry marine, infantry soldier carries is a radio. It's also one of the most important, so you want to protect it as much as possible. So you have a large radio pack in here. It looks like it would carry a Singars or Prick 117 or the large radios. It has a clip here, and it also has these straps here so you can really cinch down and hold that radio nice and tight against your body so it's not flopping around and throwing you off balance. Now, underneath here are some extra straps for securing heavy items in the bottom of your ruck, or bulky items or what have you. Looks like something, like a tubular shaped item. Over here is the inside of the hydration reservoir pouches. They are also a rubberized fabric, probably because bladders tend to leak. It's to protect the contents of your ruck. And then of course you have the drawstring up front, which, by the way, will give you a whole lot of extra space if you need it in this ruck. And then you have, again, the zippered features. These do not have a bottom access for the sleep system. So to get your sleep system out of this ruck, you're going to have to pull it out of the system, out of the bottom of the ruck, like I just showed you. So again, it fits in here very easily. Just work it down in there nice and tight. The sleep system is usually your bulkiest but lightest item that you're going to carry, other than maybe some cold weather gear. So I like to put mine down at the bottom of the ruck like so. From here, then I start working in my clothing. Now you want to make sure that you're keeping the straps and stuff uppermost, so you're not having to unpack and dig down to get it. And then stuff like my kitchen, I use the most. Typically you eat 2 to 3 times a day, so having that easily accessible from the top or the bottom of your ruck is super handy. And then from here, I'm going to cinch it down again. Cinch it down again. Now, as you can see here, all of a sudden, all that stuff in there, and it's still super easy to zip up. You can pull your straps across, put them into place, And just like this, you're packed back up and you're ready to hit the trail. Go ahead and pull the lid down. Cinch it up. And there you go. This right here, that is a quick walk around on the Granite Gear Chief. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you come over to onethiefsurplus.com, grab you one while you can. They're going fast. Faster than I expected, to be perfectly honest. We are offering them at a really great price for what you get. So thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys. Get outside, touch some grass. Together, let's be the change that society needs.